Amelia had a strange affliction. She didn't know what she looked like. All she knew was that she had long blonde hair. There was nothing wrong with her vision, and her day-to-day life was normal enough, apart from one peculiar aspect of her life. The only upside to her problem was she had no problem seeing the back of her head. You see, when she looked in the mirror, all she saw was the back of her head, like a reverse image of herself. It always bothered her that she didn't know what she looked like. People saw her, but when it came to explaining what she looked like, it was like the words that could paint a picture of what she looked like didn't exist. For one of her birthdays, Amelia's mother commissioned a talented artist to paint a lifelike picture of her. By the time the frustrated artist was done, she had 4 beautiful pictures of the back of her head. Family photos were the worst, and the most painful for Amelia. Many photos that made a wall with the smiling faces of her family looking proudly at the camera, but Amelia facing the other way. Doctors didn't have any answers for her. Brain scans always came back normal, but it still wouldn't explain why others saw it too. Billy struggled with the sense that she didn't belong to this world. She always had a distorted view of the world, which her parents contributed to her strange condition, but for Amelia, the two always felt interconnected. By the time her 18th birthday came, around these feelings of not belonging had all but eaten her away. She had spent the night writing out her farewell message to her family before leaving it by her nightstand. She took one more look in the mirror, hoping that a girl was looking back at her to convince her to not do something unthinkable. All she saw was the back of her head, hiding the fact that she had just placed her father's gun in her mouth before pulling the trigger. Amelia woke up in her bed. At first, she thought the suicide failed, but there was no blood, no devastating wound to her face. She jumped from her bed and went straight to the mirror. At first, she didn't know who was staring back at her. She didn't recognize the beautiful face of the young girl staring back at her. She ran and checked the mirror in the bathroom, and the same reflection of the girl stared back at her. As she ran down the stairs, something strange caught her eye. The family photos on the wall were different. All the people in the photos that lined the wall were facing the other way apart from Amelia, who was standing facing the right way and smiling at the camera.